Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Hair by Katana and today is my first video ever and I will be showing you how to part for medium knotless braids. So let's just get right into it. I like to start by parting right down the middle of my client's head from her forehead to the back of her head. This is the base of the hairstyle. I then part from the middle of my client's head right to her ear. I then part from the top of my client's ear into the middle. Quick disclaimer, the partings are not perfect. I'm just showing you the method that I use to part for medium braids. Once I start braiding, I do neaten everything up. Also, I do not pre-part with gel and I wouldn't recommend you guys to do so either, as it leaves a gunky residue on the hair when you begin to braid. I then do the same on the other side. So as you can see, I've parted from the middle of her head to the top of her ear. Once I've done the same on the other side at the back, I part right down the middle and begin to make my sections. I like to do 2 rows at the back for medium braids. I then part that back section in half horizontally. In that back row, I would like to do 4 braids for the nape of her neck. I just part down the middle again and then part down the middle of each of those sections, which creates 4 equal parts. Next, I move on to the row above, in which I would like to part 5 boxes. For any knotless braids, I like to use the bricklayer parting method, which basically means the partings are slightly staggered instead of sitting directly on top of each other. Doing this makes the braids fall more naturally and prevents the scalp from looking too grid-like when it is done. As I went back to braid, I did neaten this up because that box wasn't the right size, that middle one. However, all can be fixed. I then moved to the top of her head, in which I'll be parting 5 sections. That first section I just freehand part, and then for the rest, because it will be 5 boxes, there's 4 boxes left, I part down the middle of that and then part down the middle again of the section, and that makes my 4 equal parts. I then do the same on the other side. So from here, the goal is simply to just connect that first section at the front to the middle, and then from the middle, connect it to the first section at the front on the other side. So as you can see, I'm just neatening it up and trying to connect it. Here I am making that connection. Once I'm finished with that, I begin to make my boxes, and I do 2 boxes behind her ear. once I've done my 2 boxes on each side, that will create 4 boxes. For the rest of the hair, I like to do 5 boxes for this row. So I just split that in half and then equally divide it into 5 parts. So overall, this row should have about 9 braids. For some heads, it can be 10, but for her head, as it is small, I did 9. I then do the same again, just connecting that second row with the middle, and then I connect it to the middle on the other side and off to the front. My client's scalp was a little bit dry, so I just went in with some Catnams natural hair food to provide some moisture and shine. For this row, I tried to do the same bricklayer parting method I previously mentioned, and I do 3 boxes to start with on either side and work my way into the middle after that. For this row, I want 10 braids, so I split the remaining hair into 4 equal sections by halving it and then halving those boxes again. So I do the same again, connecting the front to the middle, from the middle back to the front. And for this row, I want 8 braids. So I do 2 on either side to begin with, and then I do 4 in the middle. Now moving on to the last 2 rows at the top, there isn't much space in the middle, so to connect it, you just do a circular motion, as you can see I'm doing. For the front row, I want 4 braids, so I just split that in half and then split that in half again. I did the same on the row before. I did 4 on either side, making 8 altogether, but 4 on each side. Comment down below if you would like a more detailed parting tutorial, especially for the front of the head, as I feel towards the end of the video I was just rushing to start the braids and it's pretty self-explanatory from there. Here are the finished partings ready to be braided. And here is the finished product. I'm unsure whether to classify these as medium braids or medium braids, but let me know what you think down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching my parting tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and let me know down below in the comments if this video has helped you in any way.